Hello and welcome, everybody. This is the Domain Gaming. We're presenting to you a new chronicle. It is Promethean, The Fading of the Spark. I am, of course, joined by a new cast and group. Some of these are returning, favorites, and we have a couple of new people that you haven't heard in a while and one you've never heard before. So let's all get excited, and as we introduce EnvyRose.
What's up? Glad to be back. I am playing... Shoot. 1 second. A Banba. His lineage is Ooglan? And yeah, he's gonna be a nice hippie herbalist looking for peace and tranquility. That's it.
Gandhi.
Yes, that is I. I'm going to be playing 4. He is unfleshed. He's a robot. He doesn't have anything else. He's a robot.
Our newest member, Honeyhawk.
Hey, how's it going? I'll be playing the Forsaken, who is a Zika. Zika are the nuclear Prometheans, so they're basically built to destroy. The concept behind this guy is he's basically trying to figure out if he could be anything more than that.
Nyappykitty.
Hey guys, so my character name is Aoife. She is part of the Galaxy lineage. Beautiful in appearance, but obviously stand too long. She looks more like a porcelain doll. Her characteristics will be very much like a child, not a crying child, but just someone trying to figure out things in a childish way.
And Pooter.
I will be playing Craig. He's a Frankenstein, a rather large Frankenstein because he's pretty big. Big in body, small in mind. The best way I can describe him. He's not very smart.
Well, so let us begin. May 14th, 2029. The night is at hand. All my years of research comes down to this very night. I have slaved away at these bodies for nights on end, preparing them with my Pyros. One cannot imagine the hoops I had to leap through to arrange this on this very night. Freshness of parts matters a great deal, you see. Not only were bodies an issue to acquire, but the various methods of preparation there were. It was said that what works for one of us doesn't work for the next. This is fact. Like a painter can't recreate someone else's work exactly, nor can Azoth be given form the same way twice. That said, there is something to be learned from others' experiences. The comet approaches. The resulting firestorm will give all the energy I need. I just hope a few survive. May 15th, 2029. Success. Sure, I may have released a veritable wave of Pandorians on the countryside, but these few Prometheans survived, and that's all I could have ever wanted. They have not awoken yet, so I still have much to do. That is likely the last firestorm, though. I just hope we can salvage this nightmare we live in. Current date is the 24th of May, 2029. You guys have been awake for roughly about a week. Your progenitor, known only by the title Professor, has given you a rudimentary understanding of your condition. A rudimentary understanding of what you were designed to do. You guys have not been allowed to leave the grounds of the manor that he works in. One of your Promethean brothers hasn't awoken yet, but the flame still burns, so it's only a matter of time. That is where we begin this story. So, Craig, Could you give me a crafts check for your specialty of automotive?
All right, let's see here.
So it would be intelligence plus crafts.
Yeah. So that's 4 plus specialty, so 5. Simple roll? Which one is it?
A simple roll would be fine.
Well, I click it. How does it make it work?
You click the dice.
Oh,
The
there it is.
4 successes. So, in the garage of this place, there is a relatively old 1980s car that you've been working on. You finally have gotten it into working order. It's taken you quite a bit to get this going, but it's finally in working condition. As you stand up from your work, what does Craig want to do after finishing this week-long project or so?
Let's see. So it's working now? It's like it's in working order?
Yes.
Ooh. But I'm not allowed to leave yet.
No. You remember the professor had a friend come over. It was a human from what he said, but not a regular human. And she was a doctor that took some samples from you guys and said that she would be back roughly about a week with the results. From what you remember, what the professor said, it had to do with an ongoing plague in the outside.
Okay, well then I'm going to run to the professor and announce that I finished the car. Professor! Professor!
As you enter into the main foyer of the house, you are greeted by a few of your brothers and sisters. You happen to run across 4, as he likes to be called, as well as Banba.
4! Banba, I finished the car.
Okay, good for you. Glad you accomplished something, man.
Yay!
Did you clean up your mess?
What? I need to find a professor.
Don't forget to clean up, or else he won't be too happy.
But I don't wanna...
Do you want 100% happiness or 60% happiness?
He turns around and shuffles his feet back to the garage.
Statistically, 100% is better than 60%. I fail to see why he's so upset.
Full approval is better than partial approval. Banba sits down on a couch and just sips some tea.
As Banba sits down, could you paint us a picture of what both Craig and Four see when they look at Banba?
When looking at Banba, he looks kind of scrawny, but very fit, surprisingly. The professor was able to manage a decent body. He has slight, I'm gonna call it, I'm gonna say a 5 o'clock shadow, ear-length hair, kind of just loose and flowy. But sadly, the professor was able to get a good body, but not good eyes. So he gave me these things he said I needed called glasses. They don't feel comfortable at all, but I can't see a thing without them, so I guess I'll keep it.
As with every Promethean, though, what are the disfigurements that Banba has?
Disfigurements. Shoot, did I choose that disfigurement? The disfigurement Banba has on in the center of his back, there is this giant scar that is still very sensitive to the touch. The professor said it will heal eventually like all things, but strangely this still causes me a burning pain whenever I go to cold parts of the house. I don't like the feeling. It's a deep inner cold pain I just can't describe. The professor says I'm imagining things, but I know something isn't right with me.
4. What
Yes.
is 4 up to this morning?
He's probably just sitting around trying to, trying to reboot diagnostic stuff, you know? Because, surprisingly, getting, knocked out of reality, killed, and then brought back, not very good for the software.
Not surprisingly so. As you attempt to reboot your diagnostics, I'm assuming it shows a picture of your external hardware. Correct?
What did... Eh?
I'm asking.
External hardware. I mean, he's a robot. He wouldn't have anything to... I guess using, a computer to actually, access himself would probably make the most sense, but... I guess that entirely depends how advanced robotics were in the, 9 years that have progressed since modern day and right now. I probably should have asked you this previously, but I'm stupid. I have not.
All right. So, Craig.
Yeah.
You have finished cleaning back up as you kind of catch your image in the rearview mirror of the car. Can you give us a description?
Yes. He's got bald head. His face is divided into 4. Each one is a different color with it's been patched together that way. His smile is very crooked because it's the stitches are pulling in different directions. Nose is way too small for his face. Eyes are different colors. Eyes are different colors, ears are different sizes. Very, very hodgepodge.
It's kind of what happens when only the freshest corpses will do and only parts of the body get properly preserved. Forsaken.
I am the Forsaken.
What exactly are you doing this morning?
At the moment, I am meditating outside in gardens, attempting to calm the nuclear fires within.
Craig. Craig's little building repairing hasn't caused you any grief this morning? All right. Craig.
Mm-hmm.
As you look in that rear view mirror, you can see Forsaken behind you in his meditative stance.
Is he sitting cross-legged, I assume? Or standing? I don't know.
The lotus position.
Lotus.
Oh. Just sitting in the middle of the garden, the typical lotus position, thinking inward thoughts.
Eyes open, paying attention?
Yes.
Oh. Well, Craig was going to try and sneak up on you, but your eyes are open. He's still going to try and sneak up on you.
Go ahead. Forsaken, please go ahead and give me a perception check, which is wits. Wits plus composure.
Okay.
No success.
Wits plus composure.
Yep.
Being a little slow.
It's fine. You just click the dice icon and then input the amount if you have it set to simple roll.
How do you set it to simple roll?
You see next to the dice icon, there's sheet roll, attack roll, and simple roll. You click simple roll, and then you just click the dice, and then you just input the value.
Huh. I don't see that. I see a GM, I see a D4, D6, D8.
Oh, no, you go to your character sheet.
Ah, okay.
It's on your character sheet on page 1 in the upper right-hand corner.
Gotcha. Forgive me. I'm new at this.
We all start somewhere.
No, I'm still new. Trying to figure it out.
Page 1.
Top right.
Right.
Right above where it has your lineage and that stuff.
Oh, the red die?
Yes, the red die.
Ah, okay.
I am learning too.
Wits and composure. Wits is 2. Composure is 3. A simple roll. Click the dice. Wits is 2. Composure is 3. So what, 5?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then hit enter.
Can I make mine a dramatic failure?
Okay, if you want to make it a dramatic failure, how exactly do you fail?
He didn't 100% clean up all of the tools. So he's going to slip on.
What did you slip on?
On, what was there? Probably a pile of wrenches.
You go face forward into the ground right behind Forsaken, making a loud clanging noise as the wrenches batter across the floor.
That's awesome.
Ouch! For a second, I hurt myself.
Forsaken struggles not to laugh because that would be rude. Are you okay?
I think so. How do I look? Do I look good? Is my face still pretty?
Yes, your face is still pretty.
As I'm assuming Forsaken's going to help Craig up.
Or is he still
Yes, of course.
As Forsaken helps Craig up, you get a little bit of a reflection in Craig's eyes. How exactly do you look to Craig?
Right now, Craig sees what looks like the end stages of a death by burning. Melted skin. Radiation burns covering large portions of the body. Yet still beneath the skin there is a light shining outwards through the eyes. A nuclear, otherworldly green light.
That's so you can see in the dark.
Yes.
Did you hear the car? I finished it.
Yes. Craig, I heard the car.
Oh yeah, you were right there, weren't you?
It sounds like it works fine.
I
Good
gotta
job.
show the professor.
Good job.
Where's
As-
the professor? Have you seen him?
I have not seen the professor.
As you run back into the house after, I'm assuming you've cleaned up the wrenches again.
I kicked them to the side, yes.
The thunderous sound of this very large man bounding through the house once again draws your attention at long last. Aoife. No, it's Aoife, sorry. Drawing you out from... Where were you exactly?
Banba's drinking tea again. It's about that time. That's what he normally does around this time. I'm just watching my show. Banba's nice. I love this episode of Full House. This is where they rescue the dog. But they didn't want to keep him at first. It wasn't until the small humans started to beg to keep him. And then the larger humans said yes. So if I beg, I get things?
The thunderous footsteps of Craig draw closer to you, Aoife, as he sprints past both Banba and Four once again.
Craig.
Aoife, I finished the car.
You finished it? Yay! I told you you would do it eventually.
It took a while. It hurt some parts, but I did it.
Did you put everything away?
Close enough. They're out of the way. That counts, right?
Well, I saw an episode on Full House where the small humans, they didn't put everything away and they got in trouble.
Well, that's because if the house is full, then there's no room to put anything away.
That's true. But their house isn't full because they put everything away.
But you said it's full house.
Four and Banba, you are not out of earshot of this. You can hear this exchange going on.
I say nothing, just keep sipping my tea. Things will happen. I can't control everything. Sip my tea.
I mean, it makes sense that a place called Full House would be full. It is in the name. Like, you know, why would you name something wrong like that?
Are we a full house? We have things and we look human.
But I can move. I can spread my arms and swing them, and they're not getting blocked by anything. So I guess we're not full?
So we're not a full house.
Four, how full are we?
Can I make a roll to do a calculation to figure out the volume of the room that is taken up?
I will allow you to just make that up.
That's hilarious.
Well, I'm not very smart, so I don't know. I can't give you an estimate of the volume of the room, but Four would know, and he would figure it out.
After a moment, Four responds with a percentile number.
So we're that much house. Do we
I was gonna go to the kitchen and heat up his tea.
Both Aoife and Four, what exactly does Craig see as he kind of flip-flops between the conversation between the two of you? Let's begin with Aoife, real quick.
As in how I look? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay. I look at the television as the show continues to play. My skin is much lighter than theirs. And they have hair above their eyes. And they have eyelashes. But why don't I have? I don't have that. My skin is not like theirs. Theirs is pink. Mine is just white. I don't have fingernails like they do. I don't have eyes like they do. They have color in their eyes. I am all colorless. Does color mean life? I think I'm alive. The end.
All right. 4.
Yeah, so 4 doesn't really look at all similar to anyone else here, basically. Everyone else kind of has skin. 4 has a dark, plastic polymer. His face is less of a face and more of a guess would be skull if you look at it. Smooth enough, but there's not a whole lot of features in his face, if you could call it that. His eyes definitely stand out. More of a everyone has like one eye. 4 has 3 distinct dots, pupils in each of his quote-unquote eyes. Kind of a tri-compound eye. No one knows what a compound eye is here. None of our Prometheans are smart enough to see insects, but
That's hurtful, for one.
But no, he sits quite motionless, just existing.
As for Craig's original question, he was asking where the professor was. Does Aoife have any idea?
Where is father? Oh, I think he was with our baby brother. I remember him saying he needed a checkup on him. Maybe he's there.
Oh, okay. I will go look over that way.
No, I want to go too.
Okay. Grab her hand.
Let's go.
You, Craig and Aoife, make their way down the stairs. Your father, professor, these are just titles. He never refers to himself by any proper name, unlike the names he has given you. It is unclear if he even has one. But what he does have is a laboratory of sorts down in the basement. This is currently where he is hosting your other brother's remains or body, depending on how you want to look at it. As you guys go down the stairs, you can see the professor kneeling over, looking at the body of your brother, who he has already named, despite him not awakening yet, Cullen. He seems to be checking to make sure the Azothic flame is still burning bright. He is completely absorbed in his work as you reach the bottom of the steps and open the door into the laboratory.
I'm gonna slam the door open, basically. Like, charge through. Professor! I finished the car.
Jesus, he says as he kind of jumps and puts his hand on his chest.
Jesus? Who's Jesus? I thought that was Cullen.
That there is Cullen. Jesus is an expression used in the outside world as an exclamation of fright a lot of times.
Oh. So if I'm afraid, and then I say Jesus, and I'm not afraid? Or
No.
it's confirming that I am afraid.
Generally, the latter.
Okay.
I mean, we're not going to get into religion and philosophy here. I'm afraid that might be a little over your head.
But I'm tall.
It still would be over your head.
That's really tall.
So there's something over your head?
How can I help you two this morning?
I wanted to show you the car.
Ah, so you finished the car.
Yes.
And how are you doing this morning outside of the car, Craig and Aoife? And he gives a warm smile as he speaks.
Outside the car. I'm outside the car. This is supposed to be how I'm feeling, right? I feel good because I finished the car.
Yeah. He smirks and kind of nods at Craig like, okay, I could see how maybe I confused you. And then he looks over at Aoife waiting for her response.
I watched more Full House, and then we were talking about if we're a Full House. We didn't understand how a show was called Full House when the house isn't full.
Force said we're this much house.
Mm-hmm. I nod.
Logically, 4 is correct. I'm pretty sure he did the calculations. I'm not going to doubt him, but we would be classified a full house, my dear Aoife. And he kind of pats you on the head as he moves kind of in between both of you and begins to move up the stairs. And he stops about halfway up and then looks back and turns around to look at both of you still at the bottom of the stairs. Craig?
Huh?
You did put away all the tools, right?
I put them away from the car.
Am I still going to find tools on the ground?
Only if you look at where the tools are.
He takes a deep breath and sighs as he turns and finishes walking up the stairs, entering into the foyer. About this time, Banba has returned from heating his tea. 4, have you finished your diagnostic run yet?
Well, that's the problem. Doesn't matter how many times he runs it. It doesn't fix anything, but he keeps running it.
The professor looks at you and goes, "Good morning, everyone."
Good morning, Professor.
Craig?
Morning, Professor.
Oh, Forsaken, you're back in from your meditation. I hope it was pleasant for you. And then he puts up a finger to hold any response and looks back at Craig. Craig, you had already answered that question. You don't need to answer again.
Oh.
And then he puts a finger up in your direction and he goes, "Please continue, Forsaken and everybody else. I apologize." And then he lowers his finger from Craig.
I give him a slight nod and slowly say, "Hello, Professor. Doing well as I can be."
That's good to hear. 4, I still see you're running those diagnostics, whether or not it matters. He chuckles.
This is how it used to work. There's no reason it shouldn't now.
There's plenty of reason it doesn't now, though. So, I recently received a phone call late last night. All of you were in bed. So, since everybody is here right now, it's as good a time as any. You remember the human known as Cat that came by about last week?
Somewhat.
Kat. She came by last week. She took a little vial of red stuff from you. Blood.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Well, most people honestly don't. Well, there was a reasoning for that, as I had gone into a little bit of detail with you guys about. I realized we had to fake yours before, because you're not, well, you're you.
There's no blood to take.
How did you fix the radiation?
She is a woman of very many talents. Most of these talents, humans can't honestly do. There's a lot of things in this world that don't make a lot of sense. She is an anomaly.
Can she teach me how to anomaly?
Unfortunately, no. Her abilities are something that can't be taught. They are just... She describes it as an awakening of sorts. However, she will be returning again today with certain items. When she does, I expect you all to be on your best behavior. She may be this quote-unquote awakened, but she's still human. She still gets antsy around us.
Then why is an outsider coming here?
Because I asked her to come here. The reasoning I asked her to come here is because of her specific talents. I met her a while ago. I went to Brazil and encountered her there and helped her out with some things. She owed me a favor, and this is her repaying that favor. So, when she comes by, please, do let me know, and escort her up to my study. In the meantime, you guys are free to do whatever you want, as long as you don't leave the premises. We don't need human authorities. He looks over at Aoife. Like the last time you tried to sneak into town.
The lights look pretty.
Yes, but the police were not very happy. If you...
I remember their car was very pretty, had blue and red lights.
Can I get some from my car?
No,
Oh,
that...
yeah. No?
No, those particular people take offense to that. They think you're trying to imitate them, and they don't like being impersonated.
Oh. So, no lights. What about the woo thing?
That is also... The siren is also not allowed. As you guys all look over at the professor, he is a rather tall man. Not as tall as you, Craig, but still a bit taller than the rest of you. Rather homely looking. Facial hair kept neat. Hair parted to one side. His skin, however, is kind of dirt-colored. Brownish, and it looks like it has dirt on it that he never can seem to be able to get off of him. He mentioned this had to do with the way he was created, for he is just like you. Well, not just like you. His manner of creation was quite a bit different. He mentioned something about earth and clay, but his demigurg, as he called him, was not so kind, and he parted ways very quickly. This story he told you matches what all these other journals that he has kept in the library talk about the process. So, him having kept you around this long is a little unusual. But he said he had done this with purpose, so you kind of just took him at his word for that. He proceeds to move throughout the foyer and up the stairs, and he goes, "Until that time, please do not disturb me. Once she's here, just direct her up to the study." And he finishes ascending the staircase and disappears deeper into the manor.
I think your car should go woo and have lights.
I know, it looks so cool.
Maybe if we change the colors, not blue and red, but maybe pink and purple?
I always liked white and red.
White and
Then
red.
put red lights on the top of it.
But then maybe they will think we're pretending to be that red light.
I don't know. I've seen cars like that out in town. They go very fast, and they've got the Red Cross painted on the side of them. Everybody always gets out of their way. You'd never be stuck in traffic ever again.
Must be someone important then.
Yeah.
I could be important?
Yeah, you just need red lights.
Red lights. I'm gonna go running around the house looking for red lights.
You find there is a storage area that has lights in it. They are attached to a wire. You see that sometimes the professor puts them up around the house around certain times of the year. He never really explained the tradition to you. He said it doesn't matter really. It's just something that he does around the time of year to keep up a normal appearance.
He does it because the humans do it.
So if the humans do it, that means we should do it because we're trying to be humans.
Makes sense to
Sounds
me.
right.
So if I put these on my car, then I'll be more human. But only at certain times?
Only one way to find out.
Okay.
Banba sits and sips his coffee, starts heading into the library to find a book.
Yeah, we got to make sure it's the right time of the year for the lights, though.
Yeah, he has they're not up yet, so maybe I can't put them up on the car yet. Maybe later.
Maybe later.
Banba, what book are you looking for exactly?
Being cooped up in here for so long, most likely I've tried to read most of the books here, so looking for something new, something the professor probably went out and got.
Most of these books are journals. These journals contain very similar stories. A person being obsessed with creating life. The professor had told you these are other creations of other people that he has been collecting. He has been collecting this knowledge for many, many, many years. And that is how he was able to create you guys, was through the knowledge and in these journals. Pretty much everything in this library is some sort of journal, unfortunately.
I'm gonna find the newest one he's written in and just start walking around the library reading it. Anything he's left out on a table or on a couch?
Not in the library, no. Most of his more recent books are actually in his study.
Okay, I guess I'll just read one of the old things.
As you exit back into the foyer, everybody notices the book that you're reading. Some of them have read it as well. A couple of you, mostly Craig, has not read this particular one or anything in the library.
There's no pictures.
Actually, contrary to what Craig just said, as you flip a page, there is a picture.
There's a picture. I'm going to look at the picture over her shoulder.
It's one of those, for lack of a better description, The picture of that Da Vinci drew with the man with his arms spread out.
Yeah, that
The
one.
Vitruvian man.
Yes.
That guy's got 4 arms and 4 legs. I only have 2 and 2.
Strange, isn't it? I'm gonna get my own little journal and try to copy what I see.
Is that human?
It looks human, but not human.
Banba, if you're going to attempt to try and draw something, can you go ahead and give me a crafts check?
Okay.
Since you're copying, I would do... Yeah, it would be craft intelligence.
So I go to simple roll, right?
Yeah, you can do simple roll.
Sorry, one second.
Simple roll, and then you click on the red die. And then you put in your dice pool.
So I probably should have asked this in the beginning. Sorry.
Your character sheet.
Yeah, I'm on my character sheet. I click simple roll, and then I click my die.
And then it's asking you for your dice pool. You put in your dice pool, which is intelligence plus craft. So for you,
okay.
so you would put 3, and then you hit submit.
Okay, it didn't switch me back to the other page automatically.
You're able to do a fairly decent copy job. As you're doing this, 4, your diagnostic comes back 0 errors, and a overage in power, which has been the normal thing that it's been coming up with in the past week or so.
0 errors, yet there still are errors. The errors are with the diagnostic then. I'll have to rewrite the diagnostic then.
Do you do that in a book?
No, books are far too inefficient for data transfer.
But can you draw pictures in your data?
You could, however, it would be a waste of space. And less needed. This particular task would not need pictures.
What about this one? And I show up the Da Vinci person.
An illustration, but not relevant to the problem at hand.
What's the problem?
The problem is, there are errors. My memory is gone, fractured, files I can't access, files I can't understand. Something's wrong, and I have to fix it.
Maybe you should look at these journals a little more as well. They might help you find files that aren't within you, but on these books. Worth a shot.
Fail to see the likelihood of these books containing whatever these files that I cannot see are very low.
But still
Very
possible.
unlikely probability.
What are you missing in these files?
I don't know. I can't see them.
So,
I once heard a human say, "Nothing ventured, nothing gained."
I like that.
That's pretty.
What's it mean?
Go for it and see what happens.
Wait, Craig.
Huh?
You fixed the car.
I fixed the car. You want to hear it?
Fixed the car. Let's go. Yeah.
Go where?
To the car.
To the car and make it go zoom. Well, not zoom. Vroom.
Vroom in. Like we are staying here, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it on and then I'm gonna rev it and it's gonna go vroom.
Father
And you're
said
not
not to
leaving.
go in. Father said not to go into town.
That's all I want to check and make sure. If you see that lady when you're outside, just let the rest of us know.
Okay. You want to see the car?
Yeah, let's go.
I'm gonna chill on a couch and
I
just
want to see the
sip
car
tea.
too.
4, are you staying inside or are you going to go check out Craig's handiwork?
Four will stay inside and I guess start flipping through these journals just far too quickly to let someone read them. But
Please don't rip them. Please.
A very quick screenshot of every page. I don't have a photocopier, so this is probably the best way to do it.
As Forsaken, Craig, and Aoife go outside, the day outside is bright and cloudless. It would be a very picturesque day. At least that's what the professor has called days like today. The morning fog is slowly beginning to burn off as you guys approach the vehicle.
Wow. Hey, you got all the dents off.
At this point, Aoife and Forsaken, you can see the wrenches that he has haphazardly kicked about, and some of them sit underneath the car, halfway underneath the car. One is actually kicked outside of the garage as he, in his haste, tried to cover up the mess of wrenches.
See, it's nice and clean.
I start picking them up. Father said to put them away. That's not away. That's away, but not away.
I didn't know there was a way away.
Of course there's
They
no
have to
way
go
away.
far away?
Away where it's supposed to go.
He picks up a wrench and chucks it as far as he can.
Just give me a pure strength check. So just whatever your strength happens to be.
Strength right now is 3.
Okay, so just give me a dice roll of 3 here.
Dice roll of 3 coming up.
One success. Forsaken ends up chucking this wrench beyond the fence around the property. As this thing reaches the fence line, a person comes into view and stops dead in their tracks and follows the wrench as it clears the gate.
Away!
That's far away.
I think I could have got it farther.
But now we have to go get it.
Why? It's where it's supposed to be. It's put away.
And
But
it's outside the fence. We can't go and get it.
Father said just not to go into town, I think.
The person that had stopped outside the gate and watched the wrench fly beyond it shakes their head and makes their way through the gate. They are wearing a coat that has a hood pulled up. Looks like they are trying to hide who they are as they enter into the gate, and they begin to move swiftly towards the door.
I would like to use the Zika trait weapon awareness.
What exactly does that do?
It makes me aware of any firearms that a person may be holding. It's part of the irradiation. It's a persistent trait of the irradiation
Transmutation.
Yes.
Okay. There are no firearms on this person at all.
Cool. I don't say anything as they approach them.
As they reach up to the garage door. They kind of pull down their hood. It's a female, roughly in her, what they would say, their 30s. She looks at you and goes, good morning again. You can tell that you remember this face. This was the face of the lady that came and took those samples from you.
Oh, good morning. You're that lady.
She had the prickly thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's
I say
probably
nothing. I say nothing, but I stand there intimidatingly.
She reaches inside her coat and pulls out the wrench that appeared, or that was thrown over the gate, and hands it to Forsaken. You drop this.
He didn't drop it.
He threw it. I thought this lady was smart.
I
Guess
continue
not.
saying nothing, but I look very intimidating.
She goes, normally when somebody hands you something, you take it.
Is that what they do?
I think I saw an episode of Full House, so I think so. Forsaken. I think
Why
you're
would I
supposed
take
to
it? What would I do with it?
Well, you could give it back to Craig since it's his, and you threw his things.
Hey, yeah. I'm gonna go and take it.
Oh yeah, it's not Forsaken. It's actually Craig's. Forsaken threw it.
It's got to go away, but not far away.
Mm-hmm.
I put it as far away as I could.
I
know,
said
but-
away. I didn't say far away.
Yeah, but different.
She sighs and she goes, Professor, please.
Oh, yes, Father.
Where is he?
He's in the study.
Did
She
we
got-
have to show her where he is?
Oh, yeah, we do. He told me to show her and then leave them alone.
Okay. Craig, you should probably go then, since you're bigger.
Okay.
See,
Come-
I have logic too. 4 always says I don't, but I do have logic.
We all have logic, I think.
But I think
You
so too, but 4 always says that I don't.
Maybe
you
he
can
just
tell.
has to. Yes.
You can tell that this lady, Kate, as the professor called her, is already getting kind of fidgety as she waits for you guys to finish your conversation.
Oh, sorry. But he said this way, and I walk.
She nods and she goes, have a wonderful day, you two, and proceeds to follow Craig into the foyer. As she sees Banba and 4, she nods. Now, with her being a human, Craig, 4, and Banba, she doesn't see you as the way you see each other. You guys learned this the last time that she was here. The professor said something about a veil or an illusion of sorts that she ends up seeing rather than what you guys see when you look at each other. As she looks at Banba and 4, what does she see? 4, let's begin with you.
Well, he probably hasn't really seen any other people. So, it's gonna sound real stupid, but he probably just mimics someone else that he's seen. So he probably just looks like one of the other Prometheans here. Hold on, this is stupid. I'm gonna roll a dice because I think it's... Apparently he now looks the same as, I don't remember who Melina's playing, but... Because he hasn't seen anyone else.
So he looks like a copy of Aoife. So,
That's how you say that name? Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, sure, I'll trust you.
Its pronunciation is E-E-F-E.
Aoife.
Phonetically, Aoife, something like that, yeah. She nods and she goes, "How are you doing today, Foyer? Four? Still not sure how to pronounce your name. Four just sounds too masculine for you."
Default masculine?
That's when you wear a mask. But he's not wearing a mask.
She sighs and shakes her head. Masculine, meaning of male.
Fine male?
He wasn't delivered. He was born here.
Banba kind of spits out his tea a little bit.
The spitting of the tea draws her attention to you, Banba. What does she see as she looks at you?
I meet her gaze equally, being a 5'7", probably looking between 27 and 35. Dirty blonde hair, a little 5 o'clock shadow with like a little mini mustache going on. Black glasses, brownish amber eyes, and yeah, just trying to clean up the spit tea on my lips.
She goes, "Well, that has nothing to do with what I was talking about," as she looks back at the Forsaken. She shakes her head.
I can get a good look at her face, right? Can I get a good little detailed description? Any tattoos or anything on her?
She has no tattoo. Her most distinguishing feature is actually not anything on her face. It's the accent that she sports.
Would I have recognized it from TV?
No, this even with the professor's story that she's from Brazil, the travel channels that you have watched, you've heard Brazilian people speak before. Her accent doesn't even sound Brazilian. It is something completely unique. It is something that you cannot place. She is of a relatively dark complexion. Her hair is kept in what are called dreadlocks. Her eyes are just a deep brown color. And she shakes her head again and just goes, "Okay. I've had about enough of you guys. I just need to get to the professor. Is he in his study?" She looks at Craig.
Yes. This way. And he keeps walking.
I kind of eye her as she goes, just curiously.
You have just finished listening to this week's chapter of Promethean the Created, 2nd edition, Fading of the Spark, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener. If you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. And as always, comments are welcomed. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, what does it really mean to be human?